for doing this.
Of course. Thanks for being here.
No worries. Where do we start with you? You played here, you were a coach at Vanderbilt, and now you're back at Georgia. What made you come back?
I mean, this is the greatest place in the world. I mean, I absolutely loved my 4 years here. I had the greatest time. We won 2 national championships. You know, my teammates were my best friends and still are my best friends. Coach Diaz was the reason why I wanted to get into coaching, and when he presented the opportunity to come back, it was a no-brainer. And I say that, and I loved my time at Vanderbilt. It's a great place. Coach Duvenhagen, who's retiring at the end of this year, is a phenomenal coach and an even better person. So I really enjoyed my time there, but I always wanted to get back here. I mean, this is home. This is the greatest place in the world, and so it was a no-brainer.
And for you too, a lot of the guys talk about you recruiting them and you reaching out to them at an early stage of their junior career, and you had a very successful junior career. I believe you won doubles at the Easter Bowl every year. Is that correct?
Every age group, yeah. 12,
every
14,
age group.
16, 18.
Technically I'll say every year just to make you look a little bit better, just to make sure. But you have gone through the process like these guys have done before. So what's your way to relate to them for recruiting them to UGA?
I think the biggest thing is just I can share my experience of what it's like playing here and playing for Manny and being a student athlete here. And I think they see how genuine I am and how much I love this place, and that really resonates with players and their parents, and so it's really easy to recruit here.
It really is. Just the room we're doing this in is overwhelmingly bright and shiny. So, I mean, for you too, when you first went to Vanderbilt to coach, what was one eye-opening event that made you kind of see coaching as your career, or coming back to Georgia as a coach? Like one event that happened? Or?
I
would say, what was the eye-opening coaching moment for you at Vanderbilt that made you want to continue down this path?
Oh gosh, I mean, so many things. I mean, I love everything about college tennis. I love the recruiting part of it. I love the preparation, the day-to-day, just the practice, the grind. And then obviously the match day experience is so much fun. I mean, I'm a competitor. I love when the juices get going and, you're in the heat of the battle. And I mean, I love it all. So, I can't probably pinpoint one thing that just, makes me love coaching. I just genuinely love all of it. I think it's a hobby that I get paid to do, honestly.
I think that's the best way of looking at it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And for you, how would you describe your coaching style?
I love to empower my players. I love to show them that I believe in them, and I want them to play fearlessly and play together and play to win. I think that's one thing that I learned from Manny, is that he always wants us to go after it and have no regrets and play fearlessly. And, I've tried to kind of model that as well. And, I love my players. I think the other thing why I got into college tennis was, the impact that Manny and Will, my associate head coach, had on me as a person, was just huge. So, I love being here for these guys, and, life as a college student athlete it's tough. It's complicated. There's breakups, there's, failed tests, actually our guys are doing great right now.
There you go. Yeah.
My point is it's tough, and it's a privilege to be able to kind of navigate those challenges with these guys. And so I really, I try and be there for them for all those things as well.
Absolutely, because you're doing two jobs. You're making sure that they're good as a person. You're making sure that they're exceeding both off the court and on the court.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the hardest part, especially when it comes to that. And for you, being a player at Georgia, what's one lesson that you're taking over from, because obviously you've kind of been in the same group for so long now, because now Manny being now a coworker, not just as a coach, for you as a player, what's one thing that you're taking as a player playing for UGA to a coach at UGA?
The power of attitude.
Okay.
I think when you have a positive attitude, a can-do attitude, I can do this. I think the sky's the limit, you know, and whatever you want to do, whether it's tennis or business or going after the beautiful girl in the front row. You know, if you have a positive attitude and I can do this and have confidence in yourself, you can achieve great things.
It really does. And how do you manage that balance? Because coach, friend, coworker, and a father too. You have 5 beautiful children. So how do you find the balance in your life to kind of make it all coexist?
Well, it's a challenge. I mean, it's a huge challenge, and I mean, I'm blessed with an amazing wife. She is super mom, super woman, and she makes everything go. So I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to be a father, you know, without her, because she's amazing. She's our rock, and but it's, you know, it's not easy. You know, it's you know, you have a lot of challenges with work, you have a lot of challenges at home, and you've got to try and kind of separate them, and, you know, in the moment, and do the best job you can while you're here. And then when I go home, I try and leave that behind for a little bit, and, you know, and do the best job I can at being a great dad and a great husband.
So how much coffee do you drink a day?
A ton, a ton. But I love coffee, but I also need it. I mean, it's with 5 kids and trying to chase an SEC championship, you know, you're exhausted all the time.
What's the most amount of coffee you think you drink in a day?
It's probably like 64 ounces, I would say. I mean, it's a lot.
So a full Stanley of coffee.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like one sitting or over time?
No, over time.
Okay.
And our volunteer coach, Will Reynolds, loves coffee too. He's a little bit of a coffee snob and a connoisseur. So, you know, he'll find a coffee spot, a local coffee spot whenever we go places, and you know, he kind of brings me in on that too. So.
Okay. Where would you say is the best place to get coffee in Athens?
Jittery Joe's is fantastic. Okay. If you haven't tried that, I would highly recommend it.
I got it this morning, and I actually really did like it.
Nice.
It was a 20-ounce cappuccino, so
okay.
I am a little bit wired right now, so I have to say. But getting back to your role here at UGA, I mean, just from a player experience as well, what's something that you took away as a player that you try to teach for the guys here? Do you do it differently, or is there something you teach universally? I would say the biggest thing is, you know, enjoy the moment. You know, I mean, life gets so hectic and so fast, and your time here goes by really quickly. I know that sounds cliche, but it really does. And so I try and preach, enjoy the moment, you know, enjoy the moment, enjoy your teammates, because you only have this one group for 1 year, you know, yeah. And then it's another group, and then it's another group. So enjoy the moment, you know, invest in each other, invest in the team, and because that's where the special moments come from, is when you really invest and you pour everything you can into it, and you know, those are the rewarding things. So what do you think you provide to get these guys to the next level? Because obviously you've had alumni that have done so well on tour. We have 2 guys inside the top 20 right now. You have John Isner, who is a Masters 1000 winner. What's one thing that you think you provide here at UGA that other schools don't to get the guys to the next level?
Well, I think, you know, I try and be the hardest worker in the country. You know, and I want to be here for these guys. If they want to have an individual at 9 p.m. at night, I'm going to go home, put my kids down, and come back and work with these guys. And I'm here early in the morning, so I pride myself on being the hardest worker in the country. And you know, I'm also blessed to work with the greatest coach of all time. And you know, I have a list of, I mean, 1 million bullet points that I've learned from him that, you know, that I'm passing on to these guys, from, you know, tactical to technical to mental. Mm-hmm. You know, so I feel like I have a lot of knowledge to give them, a lot of experiences to give them. So it's, you know, I feel like I provide a lot for them, whether it's on court, hard work, you know, but also from a knowledge standpoint as well.
So how would you define success?
Doing everything you can possible, investing everything you can, you know, and being okay with the end result, because, you know, we can only control what we can control. And if you're doing everything possible with your preparation, with, you know, how you compete, with your attitude, you know, that is success to me. Whether we're winning a tennis match or not, you know, if you're investing everything and doing everything you can, the result generally takes care of itself.
And I've asked some of the guys this question too, and you've been here for a while, and I feel like for you, and I'll make this my last question too, what, if you were to describe your legacy here in one word or one snippet, how would you want to leave your legacy here? How would you describe it?
That's a good question. How would I want to describe my legacy? In one word.
You can do a phrase.
You know, I'm kind of going on mentor.
Okay.
You know, I want to be there for these guys. You know, I think I mentioned this before, but you know, I want to be the greatest coach in the world to them, but I also want to be there for them, you know, as a person as well. So, you know, I would say I want them to look back and say, you know, Coach Hunt was the greatest influence of my life.
Yeah.
You know, that would be kind of the phrase. If somebody asked them who's the most influential person in your life, I would love for that answer to be me.
I love that. Jamie, I really appreciate you doing this.
Awesome.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you so
man.
much. Appreciate it.
Excited you're here.